What's going on, gamers? So we have some sales here about Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. The thing is, though, is that it is specifically for the UK, so we need USA sales and we need Japan sales worldwide so we can get the total. But we can talk about some things here, though, which are actually not bad and how I need to go deeper into this. I'm on Metroid right now. You'll probably hear the nerdy music in the background. But right here, Christopher Drink says sales of Metroid Prime 4 in the UK 15% down over Metroid Dread physical only. We know how big digital is now. Relatively marginal, just a few thousand units. Now here's a difference though. When Metroid Dread launched, it was in 2021. It's like almost 5 years after the Switch launched. And the Switch 1 was heading towards 100 million. And that was the only console to play it on. Whereas Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, everybody wants to play that on the Switch 2. If you look at the ratio down here on Etc., which is why I'm glad he actually gave that number, it says 83% of users chose the Switch 2 and 17% on Switch 1. So there's a huge difference here. The install base of the Switch 1 is probably at about 14, 15 million right now worldwide, but in the UK, obviously that's lower. So I would say the install base between Metroid Dread UK and Metroid Prime is definitely significant. But that's not a major thing to draw it away, but there is definitely something to think about, definitely when you consider the difference. So I think over time, Metroid Prime 4 could definitely end up being the highest selling Metroid of all time. Definitely Nintendo does sales in the future because it has the rest of the generation to sell. Dread is pretty much done selling. It may sell a little bit if they do some sales, but I think Prime being at the first year of the Switch 2 life cycle is definitely good. And that obviously we need numbers from USA, we need numbers from UK, I mean not UK, Japan, and we need numbers from the rest of Europe. Unless he's just doing that. But it just says in the UK. So we need the total of sales, you know what I mean? This is only just a sub-market we're looking at here. But that's still good though. Honestly, I think it will get the sales that it deserves because Metroid's never been a huge series that would sell like 4 or 5 million. If you guys don't know, Dread is the highest selling Metroid of all time, and it's at like probably like 3.3, 3.5 million probably in total. Last time I checked, there's definitely well over 3 million. And that was huge for Metroid, and I think this game will do the same thing. And also, we have to consider digital as well, but we don't have that. So that's my take on that. But there's something else to get on here. Going over here, it says the latest UK charts and Nintendo latest flagship titled Metroid Prime 4 Beyond has debuted at number 3, coming in behind Mario Kart World and EA Sports FC26. The game performed considerably better on the Switch 2, making up for 83% of the platform split with the original Switch. According to Game Data's business, as you said, it's down 15%. So if we look at the charts here, I mean, it's ahead of Legends ZA and Black Ops 7 over in the UK and Battlefield 6 during the holidays. Obviously, World is pulling some huge numbers. And EA, as we know, that's huge over in Europe. Soccer is huge in Europe. But we see Switch coming on there too, but the install basis needs to increase. PlayStation's obviously going to dominate there because they dominate Europe, you know what I mean? And they had those deals, so I could see them getting definitely more software sales. But Prime is definitely not at a bad spot, you know what I mean? So I think that's not too bad considering the position that it's in. Going over to his thread on Twitter, we have Skipper down here asking, would you think the increase of the digital share and the 4 years since Metroid Dread, crazy how it's already been that long, would take the total launch over Dread perhaps? And he says possibly. Yeah, that's definitely possible, but it's more, I would say it's more about would Metroid Prime 4 Beyond pass up Dread, though Dread has already had that head start over time. And I would think it would. I think Metroid Prime 4 can definitely hit 4 million sales. It'll obviously take a little bit of time, but we have to see the December numbers. For Christmas it could end up doing huge during this holiday. Who knows if they could do bundles on it in the future, but I don't think they would. They usually like to do that for their huge games like Pokemon and Mario. But I think if it can go on sale for $39.99 or $49.99, you know, on and off over the life cycle, it can definitely be fine. And I just don't see this being a bad thing considering the difference of install base, knowing that most people on Switch 2 are just ready to just kind of be there. And down here it says, I imagine a fair bit of Switch players would hold out until they can get it on Switch 2 as well. Yeah, that's what I mean, exactly. Because, like, if we go back and take a look at the ratio, guys, I mean, 83%, and then you know how many people still on Switch 1 or still have one, possibly? I don't know if they're still playing it or not, but that Switch 1's at like 155 million probably now. That's a lot of people holding off, uh, considering that most people want it over here. So that's why I say that as the more people convert over to the Switch 2, and the more of the life cycle goes on in the Switch 2, Metroid Prime 4 will definitely pass up Metroid Dread total sales. And I can't wait to get the USA numbers. We're going down here, and we see some Nintendo doing, but some of that stuff is just kind of like humorous and satire. Wasn't Metroid Dread the best-selling Metroid ever? And yeah, it was. Yes, by a few thousand. No. He means ever, like of all time. Yes. So if you guys want to see, all you gotta do is go right here. Metroid Dread, best-selling Metroid. I was already looking it up earlier. Yes, at 3.7 million. Guys, that was at 2022. So I think the game definitely is probably closer to like 3.4 to 3.5 over time, because that was 2022. So it's definitely up there. And I don't know if Nintendo updated it since. You would have to check out their sales for that. But from what I can tell, it's definitely sold a few 100,000 more copies in a few years past. You know what I mean? So I think it's somewhere in between 3.3, 3.4 million, or somewhere around there. You know what I mean? Or maybe 3.3, somewhere around there. But that kind of gives us the idea of where it's at. So I know for sure that Prime is definitely going to hit that number. And this guy says this is both Switch 1 and Switch 2 sales combined, but not realizing that people want that Switch 2 version. Higher week sales than Kirby Air Riders and Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, I'm guessing. Probably. And Metroid, like I told you guys, it's never been a huge series, but I think this is where it can start taking off with Dread and Prime 4. And you know, like I told you guys, over here, you know, we're getting ready to get it, y'all. Let me give you a little bit of sneak peek of gameplay as we close out this video. Yeah, I'm right here. I'm right here with it. Here it is. Let's see if I can get some interaction here. Uh-oh, because I turned on the power, and I'm giving you guys 1440p, so I can do 4K easily, but I'm just kind of doing this. Is it? Uh-oh, it's not doing it? Come on, don't do this to us, y'all. Maybe I have to go over here since the power turned on and scan this. I don't think we're ready yet, y'all. I don't think y'all ready. Man, just to let y'all know, I freaking got set back by an hour because I realized that, yeah, it's still doing that old school method, which is, you know, going in the save room over here and saving. If you guys are just getting it, don't forget you have to do that. I already have done that, but I was like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. Oh, I think I have to go here, guys. And we can get y'all that cutscene here. We're ready here. Yeah, I'm getting off the camera because this is what it's about right here. Yeah. Uh-oh. Had to do this live for y'all. You know what I mean? But yeah, we got to get ready for this. That's why. But I'm loving it so far. It feels like a Metroid Prime game. I am a little bit annoyed about my, like I said, setback because I forgot to save it and I thought it would autosave. Whoa, hold up here. First time, yeah, y'all get to see this with me. Hold on. Viola suit acquired. Yeah, you can now ride Viola. I have the sound turned down too, so it wasn't too loud. Guys, we get to do this, and then we're going to be ending the video like this. This is how you do it, by the way. Hold up. I think we're ready. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Oh, snap. You can build up. I think it's charging. We're building her up. Let's go, baby. And then we can press start to get off and just, okay, I like this. So not the how do I start her back up? Oh, I can just get right back on it like that? Can I run over stuff? I sure can. Let's give you guys some gameplay because I know you haven't seen me do this. Is there a way to like glide? This music is so good in this game. That's something that I have to say that is definitely a 10. They did such a good job with the music. So we get off right here. Yeah, guys, you got to be scan horse. Remember, scan everything. So there we have it. I gave you guys a little bit of gameplay towards the end just to kind of make it a little bit exciting. I have to say, I'm loving the 4K 60 mode. I would be excited if we were able to get a next-gen from the ground-up Metroid. Oh, snap! Let's go! So are we just, are we doing circles here? Let me check the map. I think we are heading out, though. Yeah, guys, I think we are. I'm having a little bit too much fun here, and I'm going in circles. All right, y'all, peace out. Had to show y'all some gameplay. Later, let me know what you guys think. You know, hopefully the sales continue picking up. Later.